This show is sponsored by MidasResources.com, your trusted source for precious metals since 1996. Call Midas today at 1-800-686-2237.
Good morning and greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health, vitality, and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human body, the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It's a renewing system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing system a miracle, it is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we welcome your calls. On the bright side, try to call in early so we can get to as many calls as possible at 855-660-4261. That's 855-660-4261 if you have a success story you'd like to share or contribute to the conversation. If you want to get off your medications or help a loved one or family member get off their medications and get on a good nutritional supplement program like the one designed by Dr. Wallach and all the folks at Youngevity. We want to help you. We want to help you change your life. We can help you change others' lives as well. Give us a call at 855-660-4261. Let us show you how easy it can be to reverse any health challenge that you're dealing with. 855-660-4261 is our number. If you want to purchase any of the Youngevity products you hear advertised on the program, you can head over to brightsideben.com and pull down on our shopping cart and check out all the Youngevity products at brightsideben.com, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470, and ask them about joining the Brightside Ben team for a one-time $10 fee. You can start yourself a business, make some money, earn some thank you checks, and also get your products at the wholesale price and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. The Brightside Ben phone team number is 866-735-2470, or you can click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com. I also want to encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. Thank you to my webmaster, Robert Lundgren, who does such a fine job at brightsideben.com. And if you want to search a particular subject or a particular show, you can head over to benfuchsarchive.com or benfuchsarchives.com. Both of those will work, according to Peter in the UK, who set that up. Thank you so much for doing that, Peter. I appreciate it. benfuchsarchive.com or benfuchsarchives.com. That's a searchable website where you can search for any particular subject matter that you may be interested in that we've talked about over the last 3.5 years of doing The Bright Side or a particular program. Okay, we are talking hormones, hormone health. Specifically for now, the ultra fast-acting hormones called autocrine hormones or paracrine hormones, a term that refers to the fact that these hormones, while other hormones will travel around the body, these particular hormones work in the immediate vicinity of the cells that make them, and that allows for reactions to happen quickly, instantaneously, without having to think about them, without the brain being involved or the central nervous system being involved. You cut yourself, boom, an inflammatory reaction ensues and the cut begins to heal without any central nervous system or voluntary action on our part. This healing process and the inflammatory process and really every single biological process in the body on some level involves these autocrine or paracrine hormones, and the ones we've been talking about for the last couple of days are really, really important. They're fatty. They come directly from essential fats, as we've said. They're called prostaglandins. It's really hard to appreciate how unbelievably critical prostaglandins are. In fact, even though most folks haven't really heard of prostaglandins, and most medical professionals don't even really know what prostaglandins do and what they're about. Most of us really don't recognize that these things are activated forms of essential fatty acids. Even though we don't realize how important these things are, even though we don't talk about prostaglandins, except on this program we do, but most people don't talk about prostaglandins, you want to consider them to be among the most powerful and important, actually the most powerful, in my opinion anyway, the most powerful and important molecules in the body and perhaps in all of biology. We've known about prostaglandins since the 1930s, but it wasn't really until the late 20th century, 1980s actually, that the extreme importance of these molecules was really understood. We really, believe it or not, we really didn't know a lot about the body until around the 1980s. That's when we really started to understand how the skin worked. We understood the molecules that were involved in skin health. We understood the molecules that were involved in inflammation. We started to really understand the inflammatory process, and we really started to understand the importance, the significance of these autocrine hormones in the 1980s, a mere 30 or 40 years ago. It wasn't until 1982 that prostaglandin chemistry came out of the closet, if you will. It was super mysterious before then, but in 1982, the Nobel Prize for Medicine was awarded to 3 European physicians for their work in clarifying or elucidating the diverse and important roles that prostaglandins play in the body. So if you haven't heard of prostaglandins or you're not sure about their significance, that's why. We really, as a scientific community, we really didn't understand these things until the 1980s. These days, even though prostaglandins are still somewhat unappreciated by most folks, drug companies, they love prostaglandins. Drug companies have become really fond of the money-making potential of prostaglandin-affecting medications. Think about it. These things are super powerful. They affect everything in the body. They affect the immune system. They affect the inflammatory system. Anytime you have a molecule that is that fundamental and has that kind of significance, the drug companies are going to really want to start working that way, really going to want to start manipulating them. These things are powerful. Prostaglandins are super powerful, and blocking them, sometimes mimicking them or imitating them, is big bucks. Big dollars for the pharmacomedical model, and prostaglandin chemistry is indeed the target for numerous over-the-counter and prescription drugs, most notably your anti-inflammatories. Motrin, aspirin, naproxen, or Aleve, these all work by suppressing or inhibiting the effects of prostaglandins. The most recent prostaglandin-affecting medications are called COX-2 inhibitors. You've probably heard of those. COX-2 inhibitors work by blocking an enzyme called COX-2, COX-2. Cyclooxygenase is the fancy schmancy scientific name, but you can call it COX, COX-2. COX-2 has the effect of shutting down, or COX-2 inhibition, I should say, has the effect of shutting down the manufacture of prostaglandins, shutting down prostaglandin synthesis. This is a classic example of the utter bankruptcy, the intellectual bankruptcy, the stupidity, really, the ignorance of the pharmacomedical model. Given the extreme vital significance, the importance of prostaglandins, who could ever think that blocking their production is an intelligent and therapeutically valid strategy? Oh yeah, your doctor probably, because then you don't have to have your symptoms, and then you can get billed and you can leave your doctor's office and your swelling will go down. Problem is, if you're not making prostaglandins, you're not going to make mucous membranes either. And that means ulcers, and that means gastric bleeding, and that means death ultimately, and that is indeed one of the leading causes of death, gastric bleeding caused by prostaglandin inhibiting drugs. Prostaglandin blocking medications are one of the leading causes. They may actually be the leading cause of drug toxicity and leading causes of drug-induced deaths, because we're not supposed to be monkeying around with this stupendously important biochemical family. We're not supposed to be monkeying around with anything really in the body, but certainly not something as fundamental as prostaglandins. And interestingly, while the drug model, the pharmacomedical model as I call it, perceives that blocking the formation of prostaglandins is somehow in our interest, is somehow beneficial, somehow good for us, shutting down inflammation or muscle contractions to reduce cramping. That's what prostaglandin inhibiting drugs are used for, to inhibit cramping or to slow down inflammation. As it turns out, prostaglandin deficiencies are a major health issue. So you got this drug model that thinks that it's a good idea to shut down prostaglandin production. As it turns out, prostaglandin deficiency is actually a serious health challenge. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll continue when we come back from our break. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Mike Stenerson for Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
September is National Preparedness Month, so make it a September to remember by getting your emergency food supply from the Freeze Dry Guy. On sale this month, our 2014 Stew Butter and Potatoes Unit. You'll get one number 10 can each of high-quality Mountain House chicken stew, vegetable stew with beef, pilot crackers, plus the highest quality dehydrated ABC stew, butter and potatoes for a total of 160 1/2 cup servings. Retail value $161.41, but not this month. The Freeze Dry Guy offers the 2014 Stew Butter and Potatoes Unit for only $123.93. Save over $37. Plenty of protein, veggies, carbs for energy, and tasty, hearty, storable food with a shelf life of over 25 years. Call 866-404-3663. Free shipping to the lower 48 states. Click freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-3663. That's freezedryguy.com. Hurry! The National Preparedness Month sale ends September 30th from the Freeze Dry Guy. The finest freeze-dried and dehydrated foods available anywhere for long-term storage.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page, brightsideben.com. You can also search Ben Fuchs Archive or benfuchsarchives.com for specific programs or specific topics if you're interested in checking something out. I also want to encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. And I also want to invite you to join us on our Sunday phone calls, myself and Dixie Sedgwick. We do a different topic every Sunday. Last